My family and I recently ran the Great Wall just outside of Beijing, China. And if you want to put an amazing race on your bucket list, this is the race to pick. First of all, if you run the Great Wall, you can pick your distance. You can choose the full marathon, half marathon, or 5-mile fun run. And if a family member or a friend really wants to run the race and you'd rather be eaten by a velociraptor than join them, but you still want to go to China, you could even come along as a spectator. The way it works is you drop a few $1,000, which takes a bit of work for many of us, pick a hotel from a predetermined list depending on your budget, fly to Beijing, bus around on tours with other runners for a few days if you want, run the race on Saturday, and then finish Sunday with a celebration gala. My name's Jolie, and I was blessed to go with 6 members of my awesome family. My dad, my sister, her husband, my brother, my other brother, and my husband.
China!
Our team name was Run Like Hales, paying homage to the family last name.
What do we do? Run like Hales! When do we do it? Now!
The Great Wall course was the most diverse, beautiful, and interesting course I have seriously ever run. It was also the most difficult. The course starts and ends in Yin and Yang Square, which is at the base of the wall, and it consists of running on the Great Wall itself, along the streets of a small Chinese town, and through an authentic Chinese village. Local Chinese residents come out of their homes and they not only cheer for the parade of athletes from all over the world, but they even help the race officials pass out water and sponges and bananas along the way.
Mine's got a bug in it.
Since this portion of the wall and the surrounding villages somehow remain virtually undiscovered by tourists, it felt really intimate and authentic, like we were part of a small town's holiday celebration or something.
That's so fun.
And seeing where and how the people lived and how happy they were was incredibly humbling to me. If I ever go back, I would love to bring some kind of small gifts to hand out to the villagers.
Oh, thank you. She gave me a flower.
Having grown up stupidly assuming that the famous wall in China was just some bigger version of our brick flower bed perimeter, the Great Wall itself was all the more impressive to me when our buses pulled up to the base. And running on the wall is just what you would expect of running on top of any ancient structure. Uneven terrain, erosion, and even a sort of reverent vibe that figures from the past are watching you. The Great Wall is considered one of the most haunted locations in China, as sadly up to 1 million people died while building it. It's covered in steps of all heights in every direction, narrow passages with steep drop-offs, and amazing views that are thankfully witnessed behind a few modern handrails, and solid shaded towers, including the famous Widow's Tower, which is said to be constructed by 12 widows after their husbands died building the wall. There were a few moments of congestion during the race on the wall,
A little bit of a traffic jam, and frankly, I'm kind of happy about it.
but not as bad as one might expect. It was minimized since the 2,500 runners were divided into 4 waves with starting times that were paced 10 minutes apart. We were in wave 2 and we took the race slowly, but I suspect that those running competitively in wave 1 faced little congestion, if any at all. When I first saw the elevation map, it looked to me like we would run up the wall, strap on a parachute, and then jump off. It wasn't until we were on the wall that I realized that the steep drop-off was actually over 1,000 steep downward steps. But I really have no grounds to complain. My family did the half marathon, and while us half marathoners had to go down these steps, the full marathoners had to also go back up them after the 20-mile mark. That's where most of the famous race photos were taken, the ones you see on Google of runners on the brink of passing out on the wall. And it's really no surprise. The full marathon is known as one of the most difficult races in the world, trailing only behind courses that are literally run on ice, like the Polar Circle Marathon, which is another adventure marathon, and it so far has not made it onto my bucket list. With over 5,000 steps, it's no wonder why the Great Wall Marathon is known for being so difficult. Out of our small bus tour group of about 25 runners, 2 marathoners suffered heat exhaustion and had to be pulled off the course by the medics.
At the 22K mark, there's this massive hill, and so we were walking up the hill, and I was fine, and then within 10 seconds it was just tunnel vision, black stars, and I just laid down right on the side of the road.
During May, the weather actually felt very similar to weather back home for me in Southern California. Apparently, May is typically in the 80s and sunny, though race day heated up into the 90s, making it difficult for any runners who were used to training in cold temperatures. Terrain across the course varied from jagged rocks to smooth bricks to paved roads, with a few dirt paths scattered in there. It's best to bring your all-terrain shoes to this puppy, though my treadless, overworn Newtons fared just fine with only one slip.
Whoa.
The race organizers had everything prepared. There were plenty of water stops along the course, talented photographers from Marathon Photos, a great Danish medical team, and easy-to-follow signage. With the race taking place on Saturday, the race organizers even bussed all 2,500 runners up to walk the full wall portion distance on the Thursday before, so we would know what we were in for.
This place is crazy. That looks surreal.
Yeah. Which also enabled people to upgrade to a longer race if they were feeling more bold, or downgrade to a shorter distance if they were feeling uneasy.
It's a pretty great wall.
The organizers also explained the course over a loudspeaker with an entertaining demonstration and walked us through any topics somebody could be wondering about. The only thing lacking compared to other races were the bathrooms, but that's because they seem to be lacking across the country of China. There were bathrooms at the main square, but they were your classic China squatty potty hole in the grounds, which are made especially nasty by the many tourists before you who don't know how to use them. Not my favorite, but you learn how to turn off your sense of sight and smell whenever nature calls. And if you have to go to the bathroom on the race course, I guess you just do what the locals do and find a private spot to do your business. Or you could risk it in the lone bathroom tent at the village entrance, but even the race officials discouraged using that.
It was just a patch of ground. And really weird. Really weird looking poo everywhere.
People often ask me about the air quality. This race takes place a 2-hour bus ride outside of Beijing on the mountainside, and it seems to be well beyond the smog, and it's where the air is clear and beautiful. At least that's how it seemed when we were there. The race is organized by Albatross Adventure, which is also responsible for adventure marathon races like the Big 5 Marathon in Africa and the Petra Desert Marathon in Jordan, which frankly, to me, both look amazing. Albatross seemed to be very organized and thorough, and they made everyone feel comfortable and taken care of. All instructions and materials during the trip are given in English, and you can opt into as many tours on other days as you want. We went on almost every excursion: Tiananmen Square, the Forbidden City, the Temple of Heaven, the Summer Palace, the Ming Tombs, Olympic Park, and of course, the Chinese-born tour guides also made sure we stopped at every tourist trap cash cow factory along the way. Vases, pearls, tea, jade, silk, you name it, you can buy it. We weren't just running the Great Wall, we were experiencing China, and occasionally purchasing parts of it.
For my wife.
One of the most fun parts of the race was that runners came from all over the world to run it. We got to know people from Iceland, Switzerland, New Zealand, Sweden, Trinidad, Great Britain, Hawaii, and even the distant land of Ohio. Since we spent the rest of the week touring with the same awesome group of people, we were all friends, rooting for each other by the time race day came along. Our group seriously rocked. One of our group members, Caroline from Sweden, even took third place for women in the full marathon, so she quickly became our local celebrity.
I had a really good race actually. Usually I have an energy dip around like 26, 28, 29K, but I had none yesterday.
At the Great Wall races, you got at least everything you would expect to at any other race: a race bag, shirt, and even a massage. The week concluded with a large gala for all the runners, complete with food, award acknowledgements, photos and videos from race day, cool lion costumes that I always thought were supposed to be dragons, Chinese warrior dudes, and pretty Chinese girls with no music abilities pretending to play instruments. And the Great Wall's score on the awesome scale? Congratulations, Albatross! You are the first and possibly the only race to receive my highest rating possible. Better than puppies. I love puppies, but if I had to choose between playing with a room full of puppies or running a Great Wall race again, I would actually choose to run the Great Wall. This race offers an organized, safe, and authentic cultural experience that actually gives you a lot of bang for your buck.
It was a 5-star race. It really was.
It's beyond puppies.
Again, if you're a runner who is up for adventure and you want to put an epic race on your bucket list, chalk this one up there. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching GoJo Runner, and I'll see you at the next race.